"40 years ago, a world-famous biologist, Paul Ehrlich, and a world-famous physicist, now science advisor to the President of the United States, John Holdren, invented a special equation in honor of the first Earth Day. Their equation was simple. I equal PAT. I stood for environmental impact. P stood for population. A stood for affluence, and T stood for technology. In other words, as people get more numerous, get wealthier, and use more technology, the Earth suffers. The moral of the equation, so far as the Earth goes, is it would be better to have fewer people, less wealth, and less technology. Well, 11 years later, in 1980, a scholarly study commissioned by President Jimmy Carter, the Global 2000 Report to the President, echoed this moral by claiming that, quote, if present trends continue, the world in 2000 will be more crowded, more polluted, less stable ecologically, and more vulnerable to disruption than the world we live in now. Serious stresses involving population, resources, and environment are clearly visible ahead. Despite greater material output, the world's people will be poorer in many ways than they are today, unquote. And in a related vein, in 2007, an international panel of scientists, IPCC, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, warned that increasing levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere would bring on global climate change. This, they claimed, would lead to worldwide catastrophes in the 21st century, as sea levels rose, rain patterns changed, and climate-brought-on diseases became pandemic. You have probably also heard the much-repeated claim that the United States, with only 6% of the world's people, uses over 30% of the world's resources and causes over 30% of the world's pollution. In other words, the moral again seems to be that we have to live more simply, use fewer resources, reduce our population, and cut back on our wastes if we want to be good world citizens and protect the earth for future generations. Well, these claims and predictions have been blessed with such wide media publicity that many people today do not know that there is substantial disagreement about all of them within the scientific world. In fact, according to many experts, most of these claims and predictions are exaggerated, many are seriously misleading, and others are simply false. As the comic song from the Gershwin opera Porgy and Bess goes, it ain't necessarily so. This program will explain why. So let's take the issues one at a time: resources, population, and climate change.